yeah. Give it up for Popeye the Sailor, Sean Hayes. Ooh, that was rough.
No, that's okay. I was wondering where you were going with it. I'm like, I'm not from Chicago. Are you gonna go for all of us, Wyatt? So I'm gonna be 56 next weekend, which makes me 29 years older than the old woman you just saw. Yeah, thank you. I stay up till midnight, 1 a.m., and I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning ready to go. Yeah. I'm really worried about the generation that's coming up, because I've never seen more people talk about how old they are in their 20s than people in their 20s now. Like when I was in my 20s, I worked 2 jobs. You had to. Yeah, I worked at Disneyland. I had to be there at 7 a.m. And I worked at a gay bar where I was there till 2 a.m. Oh my God, my favorite part of working in a gay bar is this bar had a bunch of booths because it used to be like an old steakhouse. And I would get to turn the light on at 3 in the morning. Yeah, and then the people in the dark booths that had no lighting could see who they're making out with. You know? All like flush and like, yeah. That was my favorite thing in the world. And then I would go to Laguna Beach and I would cruise the beach and suck some dick, have some fun, do little stains, contemplate life while listening to the ocean, or hang out with my first boyfriend at the time. And then a half hour later, I'd go to work. Never once thought, oh, my knees hurt. No, never. I was never in my 20s going, oh, I'm so tired. This is just me complaining because I don't know. I don't understand. Everyone's like, I read a thing in Reddit once where someone was like, I'm turning 30, what's about to happen to my body? Like nothing is going to happen to your body, you know? I mean, I'll admit at 50, almost 56 in a week, I do sometimes stand up and my body's a little stiff, but I also try to stand up because I'm so worried about like, when's it going to happen? When I'm going to wake up one day and be old, you know what I mean? And be like hunched over and I can't look and I can't, you know what I mean? Like, when does that happen? I don't know. So I just keep swallowing cum from Gen Z kids and it keeps me young. Yeah, it's my recommendation to stay young. I'm like a vampire. I want to suck your dick. It's been working great so far. Sometimes I rub it in, you know, it keeps the beard soft. Yeah. Again, we don't kink shame, right? We only kink question. Yeah. Speaking of scary stories, anyway, she'll like me when I'm done. Scary stories and sex. My friends, I tell this story and my friends are like, how are you alive? In my 30s, so dating has taken a weird, like, you guys don't understand what it was like back then. Like, you think you're tired now and the apps are gross, but we used to have to, like, meet in person when I was in my 20s. Like, you just had to walk up to a person and be like, I want to fuck you, you know? Oh my God, or do this, which doesn't work. I stood in a bar one time, I swear to God, I stared at a guy for 2 hours until finally he was like, do you like me or what is going on right now? I'm like, oh my God, hi. And then I was like, oh, let's talk, let's chat. And then I spent the next 3 days with that guy and he was so cute. I grew up in West Hollywood, so this all happened in West Hollywood. He was so cute. He looked like Jazz. Like he had a little mustache, and he was bald, and he just had this look that said like, you know. And so then I spent like 3 days with him, and he lived in a house in the Hollywood Hills. Like, I don't know, Jim Morris might have lived there in the past or something. I don't know. It was just so romantic and amazing and like so LA and so like, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm having fun. And then his dog like shit on my comforter because I had brought a comforter over, and I was like, ew, that's gross. And then after the 3 days, I never heard from him again. I'm like, you seem to really like me for 3 days. What happened? So that was weird. But then when I lived in Pennsylvania in my 30s, so this would have been like the early 2000s, dating apps weren't apps. They were a phone call. So you'd call like an 800 number or a 966 number or whatever it was, and you'd hear hello. And it'd be like, hello, hi, hello, hey girl, you know, whatever it was. And then by the hello, you'd be like, oh, I want to talk to that person, right? So one guy I was talking to him, it turned out he was a redhead. I'm like, I'm in. Like, obviously we weren't sending pictures to each other, you know? I'm like, I'll do it. I'll be right over. And this was in Pennsylvania. And I don't know if you know about Pennsylvania, but it has like the highest group of like hate groups or whatever, like, yeah, a bunch. So I drove out to like the middle of nowhere. He's like, come to my house, walk into the basement. You can walk into the basement through a sliding glass door, get naked, shackle yourself, and handcuff yourself and blindfold yourself to a pole, and then I'll be right down. I'm like, girl, I'm on my way. Let's do this. I was so excited. I'm like, he's a redhead. He's gonna take advantage of me. I hope he calls me a fag. And then, so then I get there, and I had this whole imagination that it was gonna be like, he's gonna like make me suck his dick, and like he's gonna sit his ass on my face. Like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. So, but then when we got down there, I don't know if you've ever handcuffed yourself to a pole. It's not easy to do. So my right arm was like a little discombobulated and a little uncomfortable. So I was like, and I'm blindfolded, although I could still see, like I'm not stupid, like I could see shoes. I'm like, hey, can you just like, before we get started, fix my arm? And he's like, if you fucking try anything, I'll kill you. I'm like, I'm naked. I've shackled my ankles and I'm handcuffed. What am I gonna do? Like, calm down, okay? Here's the thing about people who are like hardcore to like master-slave stuff. The masters are very insecure. And it's all a game. And I don't claim to be either one of those things, so I come off a little bit too confident and a little bit too chatty. So I was like, so I wasn't scared. I'm like, relax, dude, just fucking fix my arm, okay? So he fixed my arm, and then I was like waiting for this like, oh, so fun adventure. He tickled me, which I consider child abuse. So that wasn't fun. Yeah, no, my dad used to roll me up in a carpet, and I'd be like, I can't breathe. And he's like, you're talking. I'm like, oh. Anyways, fuck you. Love my dad. And then he poured hot wax on me. And here's what I would say: if you want to get into waxing, like, good for you. Try it. Do it. It's fun. It's a little pain, a little hot, a little warm. You know. But shave first. Yeah, I spent a good 20 minutes at home picking wax out of my hair. And I'm not super hairy, but I had pubic, right? Yeah. So that was fun. And then he just jacked me off for like 20 minutes. And back then I can control when I come. Now it would take an hour. I'd be like, we're gonna be here all day. But back then I was like, do you want me to come now, later? Like when? And finally I figured out, oh, this guy isn't gonna let me suck his dick. Like, what's the point in me hooking up with a redheaded daddy and I might get nothing, right? Anyways, the point is I lived through it. And that was fun. That was fun. And then another time, even scarier, I went to like deep into the woods of Pennsylvania, and this guy drove a mobile mechanic truck that looked like the truck from Jeepers Creepers.
Wow.
Exactly. Right? Like, you would think I was like, this is a red flag, and I was like, I feel a little tingly down below. And I go in there, and he's wearing like Michael Myers overalls. Yeah, just dirty beard. And he's like making me suck his dick, and then he's like, swallow my cum, and then go home and think about what you did. I'm like, yes, sir. I was so excited. Yeah, so that was fun. That was fun. Just little fun adventures, that I've had in my 38 years of being out. Yeah, which makes me, I came out in 1988, and I'm still not that tired. My bones still don't creak that bad. I'm not getting on my knees as much, right? I'm like, let's just lay on the bed. Yeah, that'll be much better. What? I saw you make a gesture, Veronica. You're good. Speaking of serial killers, I grew up in Verdugo Hills in LA, and I don't know if you know, most of you are very young, the Hillside Strangler? Yeah, he knocked on our door, and my sister almost opened it to him.
Oh my God.
I don't know if this is a funny story. This is just a fact. It's Halloween. Let's talk about it. Yeah, he had just killed somebody in the ditch and left him in this ditch at Verdugo Hills, right at the day camp that I used to go to when I was a kid. And then it was like, oh my God, it was like a stormy night and like thunder and lightning or whatever, which rarely happens in California. And then we heard a knock on the door, and then my sister was like, I'll get it. She was like 4 or 5 or something like that. Opened the door, but my stepmom got there just in time to close it. And then looked outside and saw that the guy had curly hair, and he was wearing the security uniform that he used to wear, and said the long sentence, whatever it was, I'm security, I'm here, bro. But he picked the wrong house. We had a German Shepherd and 4 kids. I don't know what. That wasn't his MO. He should have strangled my stepmom. That would save me a lot of grief later on. Yeah, anyone else have a narcissistic mother or father or parent? Woo-hoo. Yeah, nightmare from hell, right? Yeah. So, and my dad's married to her, so that makes it bad. Did everyone enjoy Pride when Father's Day was smack dab in the middle of Pride? That's fun. It's all rainbows and butterflies and gay shit. And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta call your dad. I did not call my dad. My dad's dead to me and I'm dead to him not because I'm gay. That would be great if that was, he's just an asshole. It's just, because my stepmom's such a narcissist. She likes to say things like, I married your dad just for you kids. I'm like, I didn't ask you to do that. And it's been 40 years now and you could have left him at any time. Yeah. Like one of those times, like they would have fights that looked like it was out of a movie, like where you pull the knife drawer and knives go flying. Like they had one of those, like you should have left him then, girl. What were you thinking? So, anyways, I think that's it. My name's been Sean Hayes. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. Sean Hayes! Give it one more time for Sean Hayes. Popeye the Gayer Man. I love it. It's a good costume. Sean, are you a Scorpio?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like you're like the voice inside my head that I want to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I too worked at a gay bar, and it was here, and I wish I did half the things that you are doing now. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I want to be able to live my life like Sean does.
Same.
Anyway,
Same.
are we ready for the next comedian?